We're going to put it all together here in this one activity. What am I talking about? I'm talking about capitals. I'm talking about end punctuation like periods. And what else do we have for end punctuation? Exclamation marks, question mark. We're going to put it all together into one activity. But before we do that, let's review what we need to capitalize. What we need to capitalize? We always capitalize the beginning of a sentence. We always capitalize the names of people, the names of any cities, the names of any countries. And we also need to capitalize the letter I when referring to someone, such as when, it's not when I went to school, it's when I went to school. Now let's look at this here. Oh no, Mr. Melhem, you're not going to make me read all that, are you? Yes, I am. Oh man, that's a lot of work. Yeah, but you know what? You need to work to get better at this. I mean, there was a time I couldn't read this. I mean, when I was in grade 3, I was a disaster. Practice makes perfect. You practice more, you read, you get better. That's how it works. So I'm not trying to be mean. I just want you to learn. So let's start reading this. I'm going to work with you at the same time as you copy on your own sheet, as you do this work on your own sheet and fill in, what I'm filling in. I want you to learn a little bit from this. So I think the safest place to start is the beginning. By the way, before we start with this here, let's look at this. There's no periods. There's no capitals. Basically, it's telling you to keep reading and not to stop anywhere, because periods and question marks and exclamation marks, those are the markers to tell us to stop. And here's a challenge for you. Try to read this without stopping. I'm going to try it right now. I'm going to take a deep breath. The eggs sat on the counter. I wondered what they... Oh, no, hold on. Let me start again. I paused. Okay. The eggs sat on the counter. I wondered what they were going to be used for. My mom walked in. She began to get out the other ingredients. We were making a cake. It is my birthday cake. I cracked the eggs in the bowl. Tap, tap, tap. I filled the measuring cup with flour and poured it into the bowl with the sugar. Finally, the chocolate was added. We stirred it all together. Then we popped it into the oven. Voila, a cake. The eggs sat on the counter. I wondered what they were going to be used for. My mom walked... That was hard. Woo! And the reason I started all over again is because there was no period at the end to tell me to stop. I was just being silly and I just went all the way back to the beginning again. But enough of silliness. Let's start getting serious with this here. So let's fix this up. We need to start by putting a capital. The egg sat on the counter, I wondered. Let's see if that would be legitimate. Okay, the egg sat on the counter, I wondered. That would make some sense. I guess that makes sense. But if we start the next sentence, what they were going to be used for, my mom, what they were going to... Okay, that already sounds weird. So let's take this, let's put it here. The eggs sat on the counter. Is that a complete sentence? Yes. It has a subject. In other words, a person, place, thing. What are we talking about? The eggs. Okay, that's the thing we're talking about. Person, place, or thing. What's the predicate? What's the predicate? Predicate means when you describe what you're talking about. So what about the eggs? They're sitting on the counter. Okay, we got it. That's all good. We got the period there. It's a complete sentence. Let's move on. Capitalize the next part. I wondered what they were going to be used for, my mom. No. How about this? I wondered what they were going to be used for. Yeah, that sounds better. Next, start this with a capital. My mom walked in. Okay, my mom walked in. She began to get out the other ingredients. No. How about my mom walked in? That's a complete thought. Who walked in? My mom walked in. End it there. Start with a capital. She began. Now this is a new thought. She began. Who? She. Who's she? My mom. So that's the subject. She began to get out the other ingredients. We were making a cake. No. How about this? She began to get out the other ingredients. Period. Stop it there. It's a complete thought. What did she do? She began to get out the other ingredients. That's the predicate. Getting out the ingredients. Start the next part with a capital. We were making a cake. It is my birthday cake. Too much information. How about this? We were making a cake. That's good enough. Is there a subject? We were making a cake. Yes, there is a subject. Who are we talking about? We. We are the subject. What's the predicate? Oh man, Mr. Melhem, you keep asking me about predicate. Yeah, no, don't worry. Predicate isn't that hard. Just think about it this way. Whenever you're describing something, that's the predicate. So what about we? Describe it. Well, it's telling us that we're making a cake. So the predicate is making the cake. We were making a cake. Done. Next sentence. Capitalize it. It is my birthday cake. Oh, I bet you that guy's or girl is excited. Put an exclamation mark. Okay, so it is my birthday cake. Capitalize the next one. Oh, Mr. Melhem, but wait, that's not a period. Yeah, you know what? Exclamation marks act like periods, so you have to capitalize what comes next. I cracked the eggs in the bowl. Tap, tap, tap. I'm going to put a period here. I cracked the eggs in the bowl. Like that. I'm going to put a period there. It's a complete thought. What did I do? I cracked the eggs in the bowl. Done. Tap, tap, tap. Let's capitalize this. Now, I think when you tap eggs, especially when you're excited you're making a birthday cake with the eggs, you're going to be kind of excited. You're going to tap, you're not going to tap like soft. You're going to tap like bam, 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 bam. You just want to crush that egg. So you're going to put tap. Now, this is, I got 3 taps in a row. I'm going to put comma. We haven't learned commas yet, but I'm just going to put them in. Hopefully you learned something from this example. Tap, tap, tap. He's tapping hard. He's tapping excited. There, exclamation mark. Start with a capital. I filled the measuring cup with flour and poured it into the bowl with the sugar. Finally, the chocolate. Okay, where do we put a period here? Let's see. I could put a period. I filled the measuring cup with flour and poured it into the bowl. Let's say I put it there. Let's see the next sentence. With the sugar, finally, the chocolate. Read that again. With the sugar, finally, the chocolate. With the sugar, finally, the chocolate. Okay, I have no idea what even that means. How about this? I filled the measuring cup with flour and poured it into the bowl with the sugar. Yeah, he poured it into the bowl with the sugar. Done. That's the thought. That's the idea. Capitalize. I hope you're following along. Are you following along? Or are you writing on your worksheet? Hope you're writing on your worksheet. Finally, the chocolate was added. Let's put that here. Now look, if I put it here. Finally, the chocolate was added. We stirred it all together. Too many ideas in this here. Number 1, finally the chocolate was added. Done. We stirred it all together. Capital. We stirred it all together. Let's put a period here. Then we popped it into the oven. That's a complete thought. Voila! Now look, whenever somebody says voila, they're not like voila. They're not like voila. They're not like voila. They're like voila! So they're excited. We're going to put an exclamation mark. Voila! A cake. I think he's excited when he says a cake. So there's some thoughts that go into this. Now this is a hard activity. But you know what? Practice it over and over again and you will get better.